Good morning, everybody. It's good to be with you again, even if it's just via video. I always like to talk with you, and I hope that in some small way these little video clips I send out are little sources of encouragement for you week to week. We're doing all we can to encourage and support you. Pastor Tony, Pastor Faith, the elders of both churches are just working pretty hard to get us through this pandemic crisis that we're in. I had a bit of a mope on Monday. I love that word mope. I don't like what it means, but words have always sounded fascinating to me. So I was having a bit of a mope, and as I was getting a cup of coffee and looking out of the kitchen window into the backyard, which is a bit drab, a bit overcast and all of that, and I thought, I'm going to stop this. Stop it, Milton. Stop moping about the pandemic and all of that stuff. And I made a decision then and there to think a positive thought. I'm not talking about positive things, but focus on a positive thing, a blessing from the Lord each time I went to make a cup of coffee. So that's 3-4 times a day, it might be. A cup of coffee, cup of tea, whatever it might be. And so as the kettle was boiling, I thought, what's a positive thing I can think of? And in the background, I could hear the radio playing and the announcement coming on that we have 4 more weeks to go for this stage 4 lockdown for the Melbourne metropolitan area. I thought, 4 more weeks. And I thought, hey, 13th of September, that's spring. We're going to be in spring. I love spring. And I thought, we'll be 2 weeks into spring as the stage 4 lockdown finishes in the CBD. And as soon as I began to focus on that and see spring in my mind, I felt the Lord just quicken this to my spirit. He said, and when this is over, there'll be new spring of the Spirit for my people as well. I got so excited about that. Later on that day, I was sharing with our EO for Churches of Christ, Rob Nyhouse, and he sat out to say, so anything good happened today? I said, yeah, as I was making a cup of tea, I made this decision that I was going to think positively about things each time I made a cup of coffee to keep myself disciplined and focusing positively and hopefully on the bright side of things, not focusing on negative things that would pull me down and keep me moping around the place. And so I shared with him what happened. He said, as I was speaking, he said to me, my spirit leapt when you said that. There is a spring in the Lord that's coming very soon after this. Friends, we are so used to rhythms of life, our routines, the seasons of life. A rhythm is a repeated pattern that kind of continues to happen. And I think that's an encouraging thing that God's built into the fabric of the universe, some of these rhythms that we like. Now, that rhythm appears to be disrupted. Other rhythms have been disrupted in this pandemic period. But there are some seasons that are not man-made. There are some seasons that are in God. And just as the seasons come and go, spring, autumn, winter, and summer, so there are seasons in the Lord that continue to roll around. And I find that so encouraging. So I was looking at my kitchen window, and as soon as I felt this leap in my spirit when I felt him say to me, there's going to be a new spring for my people when all this is done. And in spring, all the colour of our gardens show up again. All the green shoots start to come through again and so forth. I was just so encouraged when I went back to my study with my cup of tea in my hand. And so I just couldn't wait to share that with you, that there are some rhythms and seasons that just can't be touched by humanity, by whatever man does. There are seasons in the Lord. I'm not talking about the literal seasons of spring, autumn, winter, and summer that we experience in a meteorological sense or a climactic sense, but the seasons in the Lord that come and go, the rhythms of our spiritual lives. He's still got his hand on that, folks. This might feel like winter. It does feel like winter, not just as a physical season, but spiritually as well a little bit. But hey, spring's coming. And with spring, all the colour, all the buzz of bees and the noise of creation and the new shoots and green growth, that is coming. And I feel as if the Lord's just been clearing the decks this winter in a lot of ways so that he can get his people ready for this spring of the Spirit that is coming. Well, I hope that encourages you, because I was so stoked by that, because I made a decision at the coffee pot to get my mind in gear and focus on what the Lord's on about and not focusing on what the pandemic's trying to do to us. So I hope you're encouraged and challenged and lovingly rebuked as well. If you're a bit of a moper, sometimes we can be tempted to do that. Well, I hope that's encouraging for you today. Look forward to the new spring that's coming, because it is coming in the Lord. Well, that's all for this week. Be encouraged, chin up, keep encouraging one another, stay connected, be courageous, and just keep in close contact with Holy Spirit as Pastor Faith challenged us to do last Sunday. May you be blessed because you are so loved by the Lord. Bye-bye.